Hey, welcome to Forte and Goal. I think some of you might notice, but I did all the football picks except for the Monday night matchup, the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to the Dallas Cowboys. Saved the best for last. So I want to get into that, give you a really deep dive analysis of this matchup, and give you some things to think about, give you some things to look for. I think it'll be worthwhile. So, without further ado, like I said, the Philadelphia Eagles are traveling to Dallas. First home game for Dallas. Dallas is 1-1. Philadelphia is 1-1. We know this is a great matchup. For years, the interesting thing is that coming into the season, a lot of people had predicted Dallas to win the division and for the Eagles to basically be an afterthought. Like they said, oh, rebuilding year. New coach, a lot of changes, new coordinators, Jalen Hurts, big question mark. Both teams were just completely obliterated with injuries last year. Cowboys more so because they lost their starting quarterback, and I think that the Eagles probably wish they lost their starting quarterback a little bit sooner because Carson Wentz was atrocious last year. I don't know what happened to him because I think he's obviously got great physical tools. I think where Carson struggles is that he he just plays the game in a way that doesn't he doesn't protect himself. I think that the way that he plays is kind of reckless at times, and he tries really hard. I respect that, but sometimes you have to be smart, and he just puts himself in harm's way too often, and this is the reason why he gets injured so much. And it goes all the way back to college. For all I know, it was even in high school. But let's talk stats. That's how we're going to break down games. Let's begin with the stats. The Cowboys have the number 6 offense at the moment. They are somehow ranked 26th on defense, and I say somehow because I don't know if anybody's made you aware of this, but the Cowboys lead the league with 6 takeaways in the past 2 weeks. Right now, the Cowboys defense is leading the league in turnovers, and somehow they rank 26th. That is astonishing. The Cowboys offense is 8th in passing and 9th in rushing. Now, the rushing number kind of surprises me because, after all, we didn't really run the ball a lot against Tampa Bay. The Eagles' offense is currently ranked 16th. Not bad. 3rd on defense. A bit of a shocker. I know their defense is typically pretty good, but I'm surprised. 3rd, wow. 22nd in passing. 2nd in rushing. So again, there's some numbers here that are really surprising. I think what should be taken away from statistics is you can't just read statistics black and white. You can't just say, oh, it tells you the story. Now, I know there are people that are into analytics or advanced statistics or advanced metrics, they like to say, where you go a little bit of a step further into the statistics. In this case, these are very basic statistics. These aren't deep dive statistics. So I'm going to dive for you. Okay. Now the Cowboys' offense being 6, that looks like a pretty accurate number. The defense being 26 looks like a fairly inaccurate number because I think what they're basing that number on is the yards that you give up. And obviously there are statistics that say, hey, where are you in points per game? Where are you in sacks? And so on and so on. That's why I say, hey, 26th. I don't put a lot of stock into that because they haven't given up a ton of points. I mean, gave up 31 to Tampa Bay. What is it? And against the Chargers, it was 20? Yeah, 20 points. So yeah, not a lot of points. Then you've got the passing being 8th, the rushing being 9th. The rushing being 9th is a little bit of a surprise, but we made up for not running against Tampa Bay by running a ton against the Chargers. The 16th ranked offense for the Philadelphia Eagles. Little bit of a surprise. I think a lot of that production comes from what Jalen Hurts has done running the ball and a few key big plays like the 91-yarder to Quez Watkins last week. One pass, 91 yards. That's going to really add to efficiency and to your total numbers. The offense being ranked third, the defense being ranked third, that's a little bit of a surprise. I thought they'd be high, but maybe not quite this high. I do think they improved their back end. They got Steve Nelson. They brought in a couple of safeties. Was it John Johnson or something? Anyway, they brought in the safeties, and I think those were big. Those were big upgrades. Their linebacking core is still one of the worst in the league. Their defensive line has always been a strength, and they're still doing pretty good things. They brought in Ryan Kerrigan this offseason. I think I like him. I think he's a good player, a good solid player. This week though, he's going to have to do more than just be a rotational player coming in. He's going to have to start because Brandon Graham is probably out for I think the majority of the season. He's going to miss some time. I forgot what the injury was, but I know he got injured last game, and he's going to be out for several weeks. They're also going to be missing, what is it? Trying to remember. There was another key player that went down. Pardon me for forgetting, but that's right. No, it wasn't a defensive player. Now I remember. Okay, wow. It was Brandon Brooks, their right guard, all-pro right guard. He's arguably their best offensive lineman. I've heard people say, no, he's not our best offensive lineman. Well, okay, if he's not your best, he's got to be your second best. Who's better, Lane Johnson, Kelsey? I don't know. I think Brandon Brooks, when he's healthy, is your best offensive lineman, and I've heard it said before. So they're going to be missing both guys, one key player on both of their lines. And their lines, their offensive line, defensive line, those have typically been the strengths of their team. They look to bully you on both sides of the line of scrimmage. And speaking of the line of scrimmage, the Cowboys defense is also missing a few players. Okay, they're maybe not as important because we've got some depth and they're not big time players, except for DeMarcus Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence is a key piece that's missing. We made up for that with Micah Parsons last week. We're probably going to see a lot of Micah Parsons at defensive end this week. Either that or maybe some defensive end, some linebacker. Might be a hybrid situation, but it's going to be it's going to be very nice to see what Micah can do against Lane Johnson or the interior of the Eagles' offensive line. It's also going to be interesting to see how Jalen performs, in terms of his passing, because he's not shown a lot of accuracy. Like, he misses some deep balls, he misses some of the shorter passes. His accuracy is a little bit questionable, and I think that the way that the Cowboys defense has performed, they'll make you pay for that. The other thing is that the rushing yards. I almost skipped over this. They're 22nd in passing. Again, not surprising. Again, you got Jalen Hurts being the quarterback. His accuracy is questionable. They don't necessarily have the best receivers, although adding Devontae Smith is a nice upgrade. And now you're getting better production from Jalen Reagor. You're getting better production from the rest of the players around them. Their rushing being second is a bit of a surprise, but that has a lot to do with what Jalen Hurts is doing with his legs. That's going to be the biggest weapon for the Eagles this weekend against the Cowboys. The Cowboys have to, scheme their defense to stop Jalen Hurts, the RPOs, the read options. Okay, when they're in man defense, when they're in zone defense, they've got to have eyes on Jalen Hurts because he wants to escape, he wants to run. If he doesn't see a good pass, something that he feels comfortable with, he's going to hold on to the ball. Expect sacks, expect maybe a turnover from him from holding on to the ball, maybe an interception. I could see all of those things happening. I could also see him exploding, with a good outside run. He loves to run. He likes to scramble. He likes to scramble outside to his right the most. And if we let him go to his right, where he's a right-handed quarterback, that makes him more dangerous than going left. So we want to see the Cowboys put pressure on him. We want to see the Cowboys being sound defensively, scheming to stop, the Jalen effect, the Hurts effect. And I think offensively, the Cowboys should do a good job. I mean, as far as their defensive line, Brandon Graham being out is a huge hit. Kerrigan is terrific, but they're not going to be the same defensive line. And our offensive line has been pretty solid, this year so far, minus the injuries or suspension and so on. Guys being out, COVID, because now Lyle Collins is out. Randy Gregory, by the way, on the defensive line is back from COVID. Zach Martin is obviously back from COVID. So, I think our offensive line is going to be okay against this defense. I'm a little concerned about our left guard in terms of power and the center with power because Cox can bring that against guys like Biotic and Connor Williams. So hopefully the offensive line holds up and they do a good job. With protecting Dak. If they do that, good improved secondary or not, you're going to see that Dallas offense explode. And I do think we're going to be able to get some good running against this team. I think we can run against them better than people might think. I mean, traditionally the Eagles like to be really strong against the run. That was a Jim Schwartz thing, but the former defensive coordinator. That was a Jim Schwartz thing, but I don't know yet just how strong this Eagles defense is going to be against a good, strong running game. So we will see. The game is in Dallas, as I mentioned. Dallas does have superior numbers, superior quarterback. I think just a better overall roster. We do have a few people out, but I don't think we're going to be as affected. I think the Eagles will struggle to win this game. I think the Cowboys are due for bigger numbers offensively than we saw last week against the Chargers. That was an interesting struggle in terms of the scoring. Both teams moved the ball, but hardly anybody put up points. This week, though, I think that the Cowboys will put up the points. I mean, think about it. What is it? The Niners minus explosion and weapons, they put up 17 points, and the Eagles only put up 11. I mean, their offense just is lacking explosion for the most part. And so what I'm going to say is that the Eagles probably score a minimal amount. I'm going to put them at 17. So the Eagles are 17. I think the Cowboys win this game pretty handily. They should win by double digits. So 27-17 Cowboys. 27-17 Cowboys. And, definitely expect Dak to throw the ball a little bit more than he did last week. I would expect that Zeke is going to be extra motivated with all the chatter about how Pollard is the better running back. I mean, it's just interesting. It's interesting to see, all the drama around the NFL, different teams as well, but also especially with the Cowboys because, all the Cowboy players get the most exposure, so they're all high profile. We'll see. Till the next video. And by the way, I have not dropped my season predictions. That's coming, and I have some other great ideas for you folks. So stay tuned. Hit the like button, subscribe, follow, and get the most accurate, the most insight. Have the most fun with me. Share the football season with me. I think you guys will love it. Stay tuned. Till the next time.